Wig, did you just say wig? Wig, okay. I know, wig. I feel that already. Wig, okay. Wig, did you just say wig? Wig, okay. I am ready for my wig to go flying.
Caitlin, wake up. I don't like this. Caitlin, wake up. Hey, hello. Gotta wake up. Gotta go. Hi, kids.
Oh my God.
I'm Martyr.
I'm C-Temper.
And this is Wigging Out TikTok edition. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my God. So this is totally unrelated, but so we have a bunch of DJs where I work. Like they just like play music for people who are shopping, and like there's certain DJs who only play TikTok music. And then one of them played the My Money Don't Jiggle Jiggle song, and I was like so happy.
My money don't jiggle jiggle. I don't know the words.
It
folds.
Yeah, because it's like
English.
it's no, because it's physical money.
Oh,
It's not like a pound because he's British. Anyway,
oh.
not that important.
Gotcha. Anyways, happy early August edition. Yay.
Is it?
I think so.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right.
Wow,
we only had one episode in July.
Yeah, that's my fault.
Yeah, that's your fault. Sorry. My apologies to Vicky DeVille, who's been waiting for a new episode from us. Thank you.
I love one of our only listeners.
She's like, where's the new episodes? I'm like, I'm waiting like you are. Anyway.
Anyways, back on track. Who are we talking to today? Who are we doing?
So we're bringing her back. That means if we ever bring a guest back, that means we really like them / know them in real life.
We see them and talk to them almost every day.
Yeah, that's true. We have a group chat together. That's how you know it's real friendship.
Yeah.
Okay. It's Freya Wray.
Woo! Welcome, Freya. Welcome back, Freya.
Welcome back.
Thank you for having me again.
Anytime.
You know, I think your episode is probably our most listened to episode ever. I don't think we ever got numbers as good as the first time you were on.
That's so wild.
That is wild.
Was it the last one before the pandemic?
Yeah, it was literally like right before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Everyone was so to do listening to me talk because there was nothing else to do.
True. I mean, they had to waste their time somehow.
Yeah. But how have you been? How are things?
I just talked to you yesterday. But things have been good.
Yeah, but no one recorded it. That we know.
If this Zoom is not recording anything you say,
I'm like checking right now. I'm like, oh yeah, we're
I've been doing lots of things.
We'll go over it.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. So I know you've been busy hosting panels. What are these panels? Explain to the children.
So I created these panels because I noticed a lot of times at drag shows, like the audience didn't really know much about the performers, and I wanted to connect with people on that level. So I created the panels to just make things more accessible for the audience. And I would pick a topic and have, a panel full of drag artists that were experts on that subject. And we talk about things ranging from the history of drag to drag makeup, drag families, fashion, music, just like a wide variety of topics each time. And we would chat about that. And then we do a Q&A where the audience could really ask us anything that they had on their mind about what we were doing. And then we would perform. And the feedback of that was really good, where the audience seemed to get really invested in the performances once they knew a little bit about the artist. So I started that. I was doing like one-offs as early as I think 2017. And then I started doing them more regularly before the pandemic with the Soho House group. And it's something that I'm working now on rebirthing, I guess, in its third iteration.
Do
Nice.
you have a venue for it yet?
I am in talks with the venue for it.
Ooh. They were really good. It was kind of like being in an in-person podcast in a good way.
Thank you. Yeah, I liked how intimate they were. They kind of felt like living room chat amongst friends. I have been approached by a few places since then, like 2 different places that wanted to have the panel again. But then as I got into more talks, they were like, oh, how about we just like nix the panel and do a drag show? And I'm like, well, the correct home for it. So I am, being very precious about it, where I love, like, I've hosted drag shows and I've run drag shows and I have no problem creating a drag show, but I don't want like my panel show just to turn into something that it's not. So yeah, I'm like waiting for the perfect home to rebirth it.
I feel like in the future you should start recording them. You could just put them
yeah.
out as podcasts.
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. I think having like some visual to it, because everyone looks fucking great at the panel. We should, like, I don't know, just pop them up on the internet.
And you've had some good guests too.
I have, yeah. I've gotten some I mean, I feel like I try to cast like with people that are just super knowledgeable about the topic, and I try to like cast a little bit of like people from like all different drag scenes throughout the city, and not just like a group of like best friends.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I tried to like assemble like people with like a wide variety of knowledge on something, where it's not just like everyone repeating the same thing over and over, because I think that adds to the panel when like you get like really different views and different experiences and people coming like from all different places of doing drag.
Yeah. Plus you have to get people who can express themselves coherently, which isn't always the easiest thing to find either.
I think I've been pretty lucky though.
Yeah. No, you've had good guests, I'm telling you.
Thank you. Who was your favorite?
Well, so I don't know if it's necessarily my favorite, but like it was really cool to just say like Ariel Versace there.
I loved having her.
Yeah.
She was so knowledgeable. I had her for my makeup panel.
Mm-hmm.
She's so knowledgeable at that, and it was so cool hearing her just trajectory of like getting on Drag Race from from like doing Instagram stuff, and then like just her rise and all her knowledge, and her makeup tips were phenomenal.
Yeah, that's why it should be recorded so I can learn.
The kids need to be taught, so
Yeah.
kind of have evidence.
Sure. So you've been performing a lot in Phoenix, as we call it, Phoenix, and internationally. What's it been like performing outside of New York?
Performing outside of New York was really cool, because I think just getting to know other drag scenes besides your own, and like networking and connecting and like forming actual friendships and working relationships with other performers is really cool. Like you build your like community and your family within your own drag scene, but then like getting into others and like just finding like the nuances and dynamics of the others was, I think, really cool and really important.
Where did you perform internationally?
The first place I performed, where was it? I think, sorry, the pandemic. It's like so hard.
I know, everything all the time. Time's all the same.
I'm going to say Australia. Well, definitely Australia. I'm trying to think if there's any. I mean, that was for me, like I had not performed internationally before as a drag artist, and doing that was really cool. And at like a showcase, it was like a cool showcase of like art, like a really wide variety of like artists that were like gender non-conforming, or just like not cis male artists, where everyone was, it was just like a huge array of like drag. Like it was during their Mardi Gras, so it was like from like international artists all over, like the most amazing diverse array of drag. So I was like really honored and happy to just be taking part in that.
What did they tip you?
No, actually
They don't tip internationally. That was a trick question.
That was actually anxiety inducing for me, because performing in the States, as an artist, I always account for like breaks in my number to get off stage and like walk around and connect with the audience and take tips. And they don't really get off the stage there, or like, you know, go into the audience. So I like, but it was fine. And like, once you're doing it, it's not as scary as it sounded to me at first. But like, when I was like thinking of my number, I was like, how I'm going to just have to stay on stage the whole time. Like, I'm going to have to fill like all 5 minutes in one spot, but it's not really like that. But I was like thinking about that. And you know, you don't necessarily want that like huge 2-minute long instrumental during the performance when you're doing that.
Oh.
I had to think about that, and that was like definitely different, but it worked out well.
Well, that's good. And what? Yeah, go ahead.
I remember you telling me when you visited Australia, you ran into a local girl that me and Caitlin both know. Do you want to tell that story?
That was so funny.
Oh, I forgot about that.
It was Mardi Gras. It was at the Boulet Brothers performance, their party that was being hosted by et cetera, and I was like hanging out with a friend on the edge of the stage, and I just like feel like a tap, or like, you know, like a nice like friendly tap on my shoulder with like a hey bitch or something like that. And I'm thinking like, who the fuck knows me this well at this place? I literally know no one. And I look up and it's Reefy Royalty. It was wild. Like, we're literally on the other side of the world, and before the like right before the pandemic,
Literally
and,
like a week before.
Yeah, this Caitlin and I were going to Reefy's shows in New York like every week. So it's just so wild in Sydney, which is like the furthest away you could get, and like seeing somebody that I like would be seeing in New York every week. I love that. I don't know. It like was that like weird like thing where you like the community like feels like such like a little like tight knit thing. I loved that.
The world can be so small sometimes. And,
Absolutely.
You go to a Dragula show.
Especially.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk a little bit about Phoenix.
Yes.
I feel like I feel like you kind of built like your own community there, even though you don't live there.
You know, I almost did, but I was like thinking of moving there, and then I was like 2 weeks out from going to Phoenix, and I had actually appointments with like a realtor to look at places to live, and the pandemic happened, and I got stuck in New York, and I wound up during the pandemic like falling back in love with New York. I grew up here and I've been here most of my whole life, so I feel like there were just like times where I was like not taking full advantage of how great this city is. And I was going out to Phoenix a lot, and that's a great city as well. And I was just kind of, I think I was like really in need of something different. But then, I don't know, being stuck here, I just really started appreciating New York again. And I'm happy I'm still here. But yeah, I almost moved there. But
what makes their drag scene different than here?
It's such a great community. I've been back to visit since the pandemic, and every time I'm there, I'm just in awe at how like loving and supportive the scene is. It's like a smaller city than New York, so the drag scene is more like localized. That I feel like in New York there's like 8 different drag scenes within the city, but in Phoenix there's like 1 or 2 main drag scenes there, and it's more like everyone literally knows everyone else. But it's in a way where it's just like loving and supportive. I don't know, like I feel like just the way it's like run from the top, like the people in Phoenix who like, you know, book the shows and everything. It just, the people there like really love to just like uplift and boost other artists. And I really love being part of that. Everyone there just is more like friendly and helpful than, you know, you would expect like a bunch of strangers to be. And I loved that energy. I loved that like my sister and I went out there for the first time in drag, and like by the end of the night people were like inviting us to perform and inviting us to their shows and like inviting us out to brunch the next day. And it's just like a really friendly, amazing place that almost like sounds mythical.
I like communities like that because I feel like another community that's kind of similar is like in South Florida, like the Miami, Fort Lauderdale area. Like it's such a, like, because I've been there a lot. Like it seems like such a like close-knit family, and like people really look out for each other and care about each other, and like really like also cheer each other on, which I think New York doesn't really exist. Like I feel like everyone's in competition with each other here, so it's nice to see people like root for each other.
I love that. I love that energy. I thought that was really cool, like especially just coming from such a big city where like you kind of like this. I feel like with the smaller communities, it's like everyone just kind of becomes a family of like, you know, queer people. And in New York, there's just too many people where that just cannot exist. So we kind of have to like branch off and everything. But it's really cool just having like a community where everyone knows everyone.
Yeah. Like cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Sorry. My boyfriend's brother like binged that show.
I was gonna say, who's showing her age right now?
No, it wasn't. No, like he binged the entire like 350 or 400 episodes during the pandemic. So
Frasier's better anyway.
Oh, I agree. I grew up on Frasier. I love Frasier, which we'll probably talk more about TV a little later.
Martyr, a little bit young for Frasier.
My ex-boyfriend loved it.
Frasier's the best.
Frasier's really good. I love Frasier.
I've never watched.
Also, it's very gay. It's like super
It's
gay.
so gay, which is funny because when I was a kid, I didn't pick up on that, but like maybe I did like unconsciously.
Frasier's the gayest straight man on TV.
Well, so is Niles. So and he
well yeah,
gay.
Niles is actually gay.
But like his character wasn't gay because he was like closeted because you weren't allowed to be gay.
So was the dad. The dad was also gay.
Oh yeah, he is gay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He died, but
yeah, he's dead. But
oh,
yeah, I mean, he was pretty old, to be honest. He was
talking
old on
about
the show.
gay. Speaking of gay families, Freya, you're a mommy to an up and coming crazy kid of now Brooklyn. Was in Manhattan, but now they're in Brooklyn.
I'm Manhattan for that one.
What was that?
I'm still claiming her as Manhattan for now.
Okay,
that's fine.
But tell us about your drag daughter, Miss Quito.
During the pandemic, I gave birth to a little demon baby named
literally.
She is but I love her. She is phenomenal and like talented and like revolutionary in her concepts, and I'm just in awe of her. Her name's Miss Quito. She's turning 2 next month, actually.
Oh my god, are you kidding?
I know, it was like the beginning of
hell?
At $3 bill with her and Vicky DeVille, and somehow like on that day Vicky and I, by our now drag daughters, both got asked to be drag moms, and we were both like, are we gonna do this? Of course we are. And like we kind of went into being moms together.
You did.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, last time you were on the podcast, you were with your drag mom, and your drag grandma is Dusty Ray Bottoms, thus your name ish.
Yeah.
So I feel like this family just keeps expanding.
We do keep expanding, and I feel like it all kind of ties together though. Like we all have our very own aesthetic and like our very own concepts, but like if you look at all 4 of us, there's something that ties together enough that like we kind of resemble a really weird family.
I feel like the House of Ray Bottoms, I guess I'll call you that, is like very rock and roll alternative.
Yeah, like half of us, or more, maybe more than half of us, actually I think all of us, like in some way are involved in music or something. So yeah, it tracks.
Yeah, you're like edgy vibes.
Thank
Edgy
you.
vibes.
I feel like that's what that has
Edgy
to be.
vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Misky's also Misky and I, this is, you know this, but I don't know if we're gonna like formally announce this on social media, but we haven't yet. But Misky and I also, we gave birth to our own drag baby that consists of us, called Full Pencil Lobotomy, where, you know, sometimes you like are like really high with a friend and you just kind of like riff on, oh, like, wouldn't it be so cool to get this like awful tattoo of like, you know, like a boat being pulled by a worm with a joint in its mouth. And like, you like have that idea, but like you never actually do it. Well, like we were kind of doing that in terms of like planning a performance of like, wouldn't it be so cool if like we dressed the same in hospital gowns and like taped wigs to our crotches and screamed and crawled on the floor and performed nursery rhymes. But then we actually went and did it. And like, we both were like, oh, like we can't put our name on this. Like we need to think of our own morphed character of ridiculousness. So we named this character Apple Pencil Lobotomy. And then we got on stage at the Slipper Room and performed The Wheels on the Bus Go Round and Round together. And then we screamed while wearing like dirty sex ropes and hospital gowns.
And let me tell you, everyone, it is the funniest thing I have ever seen in my life, drag related.
That's what you missed on Glee, though. That's what you missed on Glee.
It was that, like, so I had been warned by Freya about this happening for a while. And I was like, okay, I don't know what any of this means, but we'll see what happens. And then I actually got to see it performed, and it was so freaking funny. I like was screaming and crying because it was so freaking funny. And it was also a 2-minute number, but I really want to see more of Apple Pencil Lobotomy.
We're equalizing our next number actually with you, Martyr.
Oh, right.
We're gonna dress up as Paddington the Bear and do Centipede to Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah, the human centipede, right? Well, Kelly Clarkson.
Breakaway.
Oh, break.
Obviously, Caitlin, how dare you?
I'm laughing already. It didn't even happen yet. Where's this gonna happen?
Wherever they'll book us.
We have somebody that actually said they were interested in booking it, so you know.
I'm here for it. I want to see it in person.
Yeah.
And on that note, I think we should take our little break. And we'll play some little fun games with Freya.
Yeah, games.
Yay, games. We love games. Games. We'll be right back, kids. Bye.
Wig, did you just say wig? Wig, okay. I know, wig. I feel that already. Wig, okay. Wig, did you just say wig? Wig, okay. I am ready for my wig to go flying.
And we're back.
We're back.
Oh my God.
So we're going to play a couple games. I think we'll just start playing them. So this first game is for Freya only. So it's called Top 5. So all it is you name your top 5 favorite things per category in no particular order. You could rank them if you want, but since you haven't been like told ahead of time which topics these are, you could just choose whatever you want.
That's thinking.
What?
That's a lot of thinking.
That's okay. It's topics you like. Don't worry.
Cool.
Okay, so first topic, top 5 rock bands.
Oh, okay. Strokes, the Libertines, the Clash, Fleetwood Mac, and the Virgins.
Good choices. Top 5 favorite songs.
Oh, wow. I have so many. Trying Your Luck by The Strokes, Fade Into You by Mazzy Star. Where's my Spotify playlist? I literally have a playlist of my favorite songs.
Perfect.
It's called
Called what?
Favorite Songs Ever. Trying Your Luck and Fade Into You are for sure. I like Just Like Heaven by The Cure.
That's a good one.
Can't Stand Me Now by The Libertines. And this fifth spot, there's like so many that could go in there. I am going to probably go with, I'm gonna go with Rich Girls by The Virgins for sentiment.
You love that song.
That's a
I know
good
you always
song.
play it for us. It's a good one.
Thank you.
Okay. So the next category is a little bit more broad. So top 5 favorite like Y2K shows, celebs, trends, like Y2K things.
I'm way too young to know any of those things.
Well, it's back in style now, so you can be very Gen Z and like tell us your version of what happened in the early 2000s.
Being born in Y2K, I missed that all completely. That's what I'm going with today. But favorite Y2K what? Like TV shows?
So like shows, like celebrities, like trends, like fashion, whatever.
Toxic music video by Britney Spears. The Simple Life seasons 1 and 2, but mostly season 1. What else? I really enjoy the commercials of Jessica Simpson's makeup line where she was like licking edible whipped cream makeup off herself. That's 3 things, right?
Yeah.
What else? I literally have so many mood boards of this. It's like my favorite aesthetic ever.
Me too.
But Rock of Love, the bus, where like Bret Michaels was literally like dating girls on a tour bus. That was a moment. And
Not a good one.
Well,
a good moment.
it didn't end too well, but
that was not a good moment at all. Sad day for females. And number 5, that's 4 things. What's number 5? There's so many, y'all.
One pumpkin spat in New York's face.
Yes, that.
Okay, so that goes into our next one. Top 5 reality shows, and that's gonna be from any period.
Okay, The Real World, Survivor, Love Island, and then I guess the obligatory Drag Race and Dragula, right?
Yeah, that's a good list though.
I don't know if I can even name 5 reality shows. Drag Race España, Drag Race UK, Drag Race.
Wow. That's why we're not asking you.
I know. I was like, I don't know if I can answer any of these.
Well, luckily it's not for you. Okay, so last one. Top 5 favorite makeup brands / products.
Oh my gosh, y'all, it's the summer. I've like not worn makeup for like 2 months.
I don't blame you. It's so gross out.
I'm in the middle of like a move, and like my day consists of like building furniture and like installing shelves with your drill.
My drill.
Hot pink drill. So I like haven't actually put real makeup on in weeks, but I'm really nostalgic for like early 2000s Urban Decay, so I'm going to say that. I don't know, Kryolan, definitely Kryolan. I love Kryolan. I honestly don't know. I'm a makeup artist. I should know this.
I'm like, what do you use? Go into your toolbox.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so yeah, Urban Decay, Kryolan for when I'm doing drag. I love those. Fenty, I like their liquid liners. I like ColourPop. They're really great budget option. And I guess Elmer's glue.
Love her line.
What about the horses? Just kidding.
The purple non-toxic glue stick. Can't do drag without it. Well, I can't.
And that was top 5. You did it.
Yay.
Okay, so this next game is for all of us, and it's called
Ooh.
If I Were. So each person will say what type of thing they would be. Example, if I were a flower, I'd be a rose. So we'll go through each like topic and we'll all give an answer too.
Okay. Okay.
It's easy. Okay. First one. If I were a Pokemon, I'd be.
I'll let Freya go first.
Yeah, Freya, you could start.
If I were a Pokemon, I'd be what's this psychic Eevee?
So no, Espeon.
I'd be Espeon.
That's a good
Good
one.
answer. Good answer.
Good answer.
I'd be a Hisuian Zoroark.
Oh,
Very
what?
specific.
That is not the first 151.
It is, well, neither is Espeon.
Yeah, but I know what that one is because I played Arceus.
It's literally in Arceus. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
is that how you say it? Arceus?
Yeah, well, it depends on who you're asking, but yeah,
I thought it was Arceus the whole
it could be Arceus, it could be Arceus, Arcus, whatever.
Wait, so what was yours? I want to just look this up.
Hisuian Zoroark.
Oh, I can't spell that.
It's literally the name of the region in Arceus.
Whatever.
Plus Zoroark.
Sure. Is it like a legendary one?
No.
Oh, then I have no idea.
Mm.
Okay. If I were a Pokemon, I'd be Jigglypuff. Next.
Oh,
She's my favorite.
She's cute.
If I were an instrument, I'd be.
if I were an instrument bass,
I'd be a recorder, like the ones you play in elementary school.
Yeah, I'd be
Just
like
loud and screechy.
I'd be the triangle because it's really easy. Like you don't need any sort of like anything to play that one.
You need rhythm at least.
Not
so you know when to
really,
hit
because no
it.
one's like really listening to it. You know what I mean?
I guess. Oh my god.
I cannot play music. Thank you. If I were a singer, I'd be.
if I were a singer, I'd be Mariah Carey.
That's a good one.
I'd be Sufjan Stevens.
Oh,
I feel like I'd be Britney Spears because I think I could sing really well and like still try. But
Okay, no
in,
shade to
the
Britney.
in reality, might not match up. Though
No
her,
shade.
she
No
just
shade
did
to Britney,
yeah.
but she doesn't have the widest vocal range.
no. So that's perfect.
She's got maybe 3 octaves.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I like the nasally sound. I don't know. I'm into it.
Yeah.
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 Okay, next. If I were an album, I'd be.
like an album of music.
Yeah, a music album.
If I were an album, I'd be Room on Fire by The Strokes.
You have one more here.
I'd be Preacher's Daughter by Ethel Cain.
Sure. I'd be The Spirit Room by Michelle Branch. That soundtrack was my like childhood. Okay. If I were a celebrity, I'd be.
This is a hard one, y'all.
You could be anyone.
Hey, if I were a celebrity, I'd be Hannah Montana.
That's a good one.
I was walking in Chinatown yesterday and there was a jewelry shop that had an 2007 Hannah Montana poster still up. And I was like,
That's amazing.
I'm glad they recognize icons. I would be in the 27th Club.
So that could be a lot of people.
Amy Winehouse.
Good one. I would be Paris Hilton. My icon.
Love.
Okay. If I were a movie, I'd be.
If we were a movie.
It would be Spice World. Best movie ever.
Such a good answer.
I'd be everywhere, everything, everywhere, all at once.
I still need to see that.
I've seen it 3 times in theaters.
And I'm waiting for it to start streaming. It's probably
It
streaming
is.
already.
It
Where's
already
it
is.
streaming? Where's it
What do-
streaming?
I don't know. Just look it
Yeah.
up. It's already on like digital services. so
Okay, I gotta add that. I would be the Wizard of Oz because I love that.
Still haven't seen it.
I know.
Not gonna
It-
change.
well, one day when we do the movie recordings. Okay.
Martyr watches.
Yeah, Martyr.
Listen.
That's what we should call it. Martyr watches. If I were a painting, I'd be.
If I were painting, I'd be, it's called Woman by de Kooning, but I think all of his paintings were called Woman. So
Woman
I would,
2. Do you like Woman? I like Woman 2. Woman 2 by de Kooning's really good.
I forget if there's a number next to it, but it's the one at the Hirshhorn Museum in Washington D.C. of like the woman like cradling a child. And it looks like she's like a star, like part of like a constellation. That's my favorite painting. So I'd be that one.
That's a good one.
That's me and my cat.
we're
Love.
trying to look at it right now. Is that
Love
it?
her.
It's Woman. This is Woman 2. Yeah.
That's Woman too. I'm gonna look for the woman I like.
Martyr.
Oh God, such a hard question. If I was a painting, I feel like I'd be a Picasso painting.
I feel like
Is that-
that's accurate.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be a
That one.
Picasso painting.
Trying to look at it.
Oh, there's also this one. This one I know better. I like a little hooves.
Huh.
Love. Which Picasso painting would you be, Martyr?
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Guernica.
of the absolutely not. I don't wanna be Guernica. I'd probably be Weeping Woman. That's the one I think of.
Oh, that's a good one. I love that one.
Yeah, she's fun. Yeah.
I'd be Starry Night.
Oh,
I'm glad we're both in the MoMA.
Yeah, we're both in MoMA. We're both right next to my apartment. Okay. If I were a mythical beast, I'd be.
oh, I would, if I were a mythical beast, I would be a centaur.
Ooh, good answer.
Yes. Sagittarius.
Oh, duh. That's a good one.
I would be a hippogriff because I just recently replayed Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban on PS2, and
Oh, that's
Buckbeak
the one good
is that bitch. So
She is. I'd be a mermaid. They're real,
Oh.
but you know.
yeah, monkey skull sewn to a fishtail sure is real.
Yeah, it's real. If I were a drink, I'd be.
If I were a drink, like alcohol, you mean?
Anything, any type of drink.
Oh, wow. Why is this the hardest one?
It is hard because there's a lot of good options.
What do I like drinking lately? I feel like my drink choices are so not fun.
That's okay.
I literally just drink tea and water right now.
Maybe you'll be tea. What type of tea?
That's fine.
Tracy's always giving us the good tea too.
The good tea.
If I were a drink, I would be
It could be
What's your-
alcohol. Too.
if I were a drink, I'd be a Manhattan.
That's a good one. Martyr.
If I were a drink, I'd be 4 scoops of instant coffee, cold water, some oat milk, and 2 Splendas, which is something I drink literally every day. Basically to help me poop.
I would be a peach snapple.
Ooh,
Oh.
I don't think I've had a peach snapple. I've only had the
This-
kiwi strawberry.
Oh, it's so good.
Ever
okay.
since they went to the plastic bottles, I was just like,
Oh my god, the plastic bottles are garbage.
yeah.
garbage.
They went smaller too. and
Oh,
I'm
they
like-
are smaller.
And I'm like, absolutely not,
Well,
baby.
the secret is you get the bigger size, and then it equals like 2 Snapples.
You remember the
Mhm.
Snapple lady?
What?
The Snapple lady from
Yeah,
the 90s?
Yeah, I remember her. What bad?
That's just such a weird memory you just unlocked.
Snapple lady.
Oh my god, I have a grievance with Snapple. They keep putting the same facts over and over and over again. They have like no new facts. When I was growing up, all the facts were different. Now it's just the same facts like a million times.
You should write to them.
I will. I'll talk to the Snapple
Send them
lady personally.
Oh, Snapple lady looks nice. I like her.
Is
my
her name
God.
Wendy?
Her name is
Is it?
Wendy. Wendy
Wow,
Kaufman.
how do you remember that?
I have no idea.
I remember the Snapple lady though.
I feel like that would be like on the I love the 90s like VH1 special.
Oh
Snapple
yeah, no,
lady.
she was in it. I think she was. No, I swear to God, I think she was in the I Love the 90s. I'm pretty sure it was her. I
I
know
was
they
just
had
walking
like
around.
some like. I'm pretty sure she was.
I love those. I'm gonna rewatch those soon.
Oh my God, they're on YouTube. That's the only place you
Yeah.
can watch them, which is so
Yeah.
annoying. I want to watch it streaming. It
Do you
should be
remember
on
when they-
Paramount Plus.
Yeah. Do you remember when they did the I love the new millennium and they only went up to 2006?
Yeah, and then the best was Best Week Ever because it just recapped all the
I was
best of the week.
obsessed with best week ever.
That's when I first got into podcasts, even though it was on TV, because like they would just
Mm.
put the episodes like on the podcast, and so I
Mm.
would watch on my tiny iPod screen Best
my
Week
God.
Ever every week, and then I could like save the episodes forever, but they're gone now. That was like
Rip to a real one.
okay. I'm gonna do 2 more because I thought of another one. If I were a taco, I'd be
If I were a taco, I'd be one without meat.
If I were a taco, I'd be a Korean taco.
what's a
'Cause
Korean taco?
they'll do like Korean, like they'll season beef in a certain way or mushrooms. Yeah, it's really good. I've only had them once, but they still stick with my head. So
Yeah.
you know.
I'd be a veggie taco, but I want like a lot of sour cream and cheese on it.
Mm.
And last one, if I were a tarot card, I would be.
If I were a tarot card, I'd be the high priestess.
I was about to say I'd be the high priestess.
We
Oh.
could both be.
You can
tarot.
both different. You're different decks.
I saw the art at Whitney yesterday, and you know, death goes off. So does the hangman, but high priestess is my girl. So I'm gonna go with high priestess.
So. I would be a card that I never ever pull for any reason in any reading, but I really like the star card. think
I
it's
love that.
cute. I love it. I love what it represents, but I never pull it.
Isn't that the pulling that a lot? Is
Huh?
that the Aquarius? No,
Is
it's
it?
not. No,
don't
I
think
can't
so.
think. It's something. I'm gonna look this up now.
That's fine.
The star, yeah, it is.
Oh, it's the Aquarius card?
Yeah,
No wonder I like it.
yeah.
I love that card. Okay, and that was If I Were. We learned a lot today.
We did. That was fun.
Okay, so before we end this part 2 section, so Freya is, as she mentioned, a professional makeup artist. Freya, what are some good makeup tips for doing good drag makeup?
Okay, this one is not like an actual makeup tip, but it's probably the best tip that I think, like, that when I give it to people, that a lot of people already do this, but people like really like this one, is that a lot of times when like you're going in to do a look, you feel like overwhelmed, you're like in a time crunch or something, and like your brain like limits its creativity because of that. So when you're going in to do a look, I think a really good thing to do is to draw it out or map it out like a day or two beforehand, or like really whenever you're feeling inspired and creative, so that then when you're painting, even if like you're not feeling creative at the moment, you're just basically following a diagram that you mapped out when you were in like a better creative mindset.
That's so good. Such good advice. They have like printouts of that, right? I know a lot of makeup artists use that.
Yeah, like you could just like buy like a face type photo and like draw it in, or I just like literally just draw a circle and just sketch it and draw a bunch of arrows and like let like write, like red lip or, super arched brows. And I kind of just draw it to the best of my ability, but I kind of just like make like a really rough sketch and like a list of things. And I like, if I'm gonna like be gluing stones to my face, I'll like put little dots where they go, just so that like when I'm in a time crunch or whatever, I can just like follow the drawing.
That's such a good advice.
Yeah.
Any other tips you want to mention before we go?
I think there's a lot of tips, but I think everything is like really specific to different people's like drag and just different people's, visions. What is like a universal tip though?
I see a lot of queens kind of struggle with their makeup if they're more like performance based. Like how could they improve?
I mean, I do feel like mapping everything out first, where you could kind of just like really like draw something and like get in there and like be as creative as you want. Because honestly, like a lot of people, myself included, like lose their creativity a little bit when they're on the spot. But I don't know. I think a good makeup tip also that's kind of universal is to kind of play around with things. I noticed during the pandemic, especially when I was home doing nothing and I'd like do my makeup every day, sometimes I just like feel like I was like doing the same face over and over with like just different color combinations. And I think like as artists, we should push ourselves to like change up like shapes and just, kind of play around with like different things. Like I was really held to like doing the same brow over and over, and then I was like, let's try my brow this way, and then like I started being like, what if I just don't do a brow sometimes? And I think not keeping yourself in the same box is a good thing to do as well.
I like that.
Thank you.
On that note,
let's take our last little break and we'll get into our usual little wrap up. We'll be right back, kids.
bye.
I know. Wig. I feel that already. Wig. Okay. Wig. Did you just say wig? Wig. Okay. I am ready for my wig.
And we're back. So we're gonna do our usual wrap up, a little different, but
It's different, but it's the same.
it's different, but it's the same. Freya, do you have any plans, or do you still want to go on a drag reality show like Dragula or
any reality show?
Or any
I know
reality
I
show.
know you want to do like regular reality too. And you can do drag.
I feel like right now I've been like so consumed with stuff in like day-to-day life type stuff that like I haven't been thinking too much about that. And also like nothing that's like piquing my interest is like casting right now, but I feel like it's like very like right place, right time. Like I would never say never to stuff like that.
I wanted to tell you, you can edit this out, but I wanted to tell you, Pat's cousin is a reality show casting producer.
For what?
She just does a ton of reality TV, like whenever they need casting done.
Well, if you see anything that seems like I'd be a good fit, let me know.
Yeah, no, I wanted to tell her about like you and Gigi and whoever else wants to be on TV.
Cool.
Yep.
Glam. I feel like I romanticize the idea of going on Survivor, but I know that I would literally like die after a day out there.
Survivor seems like the absolute worst one to go on.
I binged the whole series over the pandemic, and I feel like I'm like an expert in Survivor now, the way everyone does after they watch like 42 seasons of something. But I like it just seems, I don't know if fun's the word, but it seems like such like a life experience type of thing where you're like, oh, I want to do that, but like actually being like cold and eaten by bugs and like starving might not actually be fun.
Yeah. Like I can't imagine like you're basically a vegan. Like I can't imagine being like a vegan
Yeah,
on
it's like you're
Survivor. Like what could you do?
literally, and like
Mhm.
I don't know, coconut. Yeah, eating dirt's
Yeah.
bad. That
Learned that one. Do you have any upcoming projects to promote?
Yes, I do. I have some upcoming projects. My panel, Breaking the Mold, if like everything falls into place as I want it to, will be back in late 2022. And also Apple Pencil Lobotomy, my communal drag character with my daughter Miss Gito, will be making some performances soon.
I'm excited. What's the best advice you could give about drag?
The best advice I was given about drag was to not get comfortable.
Have you
To,
used it?
Yeah. That's like why I started doing drag again. I started doing drag like in 2017 or 2018, and the character just didn't feel like me. And I was just learning a lot. And I took a break to like recollect and re-inspire myself. And during that break, I connected with like an amazing drag artist whom I admire. And they came to stay with me for a while, and like observing their process and everything made me really want to do drag again. And they really let me pick their brain and about, anything I have questions about. And that was just really good advice, like not to get comfortable, to keep pushing yourself. And like, if you just kind of like settle into something, you're going to get into a drag rut and you're not going to like create at the level that you want to be creating up.
That's good advice. Martyr, it's your moment.
My moment. I'll let the children wait for it.
Am I the children?
Yes. Freya, my love,
Yeah.
my dear, my good Judy.
Hi, baby.
Hi. Can you tell me a story that's so tantalizing, so spectacular, so crazy, so sexual, I don't know, what have you, that you experienced in the nightlife since you've been on our podcast? So since the pandemic?
That's bold of you to think I've gone out since the pandemic.
That's the story.
Yeah. I once saw a queen get so drunk at their show that they like fell down and whipped out their dick and just started peeing all over everything.
Caitlin, why would you do that?
like was it during a number?
It was like, I feel like not during I feel like the term during a number is really loose when you're that drunk.
Was there
like
a lot?
At that point, standing on stage, just like talking in half sentences.
Oh. Was it a big venue? Where was this?
It was in the West Village. Yeah.
Well, all right.
I'm curious now. I'm gonna ask off mic.
Yeah, I'm like, who is this? We'll find out.
Do we know this person, Trey? Freya?
I feel like
Freya.
everyone knows them, but like I feel like it's like people know them.
Okay.
Like they're not like TV famous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could still be a lot of people.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, that's crazy.
That's how you do it.
All right. Last question before we wrap up. Where do you want to take your drag in the future?
Where do I want to take my drag? I just want to like keep doing what I've been doing like the past 5 years, just like creating things that I am proud of, that like may speak to people or move people, and like just like creating art that I really feel like I could stand behind.
I mean, that's a good answer. You should host the panel.
That's the plan.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Me too. Oh. It's been such a pleasure to have you on again, babe.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Thankful for you to have me on again. Thank you, Caitlin and Martyr.
Oh,
Of course.
anytime.
Let's hope this episode has even more listeners than the last time you were on.
I know.
Just promote the hell out of it.
Of course.
We don't
course,
even
babe.
promote our own show, so
No.
no wonder. Yeah, you're good at
On Instagram just to promote it.
perfect.
Yes.
Where can the kids find you online?
You can find me on Instagram at Freya_Wray, FREYAWRAY. And I made a TikTok, but I don't use it, so I guess not there.
You should. I feel like TikTok is the future because their algorithm is way better.
Yeah, I need to like redo that. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like whenever I'm on there, I feel really old, but I should not let that hold me back. So I'm not going to.
Don't get comfortable.
Don't get comfortable, y'all.
I'm too comfortable. Okay. Yeah. I was Martyr.
O.C. Tepper.
Thank you again, Freya.
Yay.
Yeah.
This was Wigging Out. Bye.
I'm C Tepper. You can follow me on Instagram at CTEPPER and read my book, The State of Drag, where I interviewed 175 drag queens from around the world. All proceeds go to charity on Amazon.com.
Ooh, I love that. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Drag the Martyr. And if you have any thoughts, comments, dick pics, send them to dragthemartyr@gmail.com.
Listen, rate, and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Pandora.
And catch up with past episodes on WERRRK.com. That's WERRRK.com. Artwork for Wigging Out was provided by Glitter Baby Online. That's Glitter Baby Online. Thank you.